What is up, everybody? Welcome in to the Fantasy Tap. My name is Michael, and this is John, the guy with the blank stare on his face. What's up?
Sorry. Fixing my audio because you went really quiet for me, but I know what you said. You said, "What is up, everybody?" This is Mike with the Fantasy Tap, and we are here to stay and bring you guys the best of the best. The best of the best. The must-haves.
The must-haves.
That's what you told them. That's what you told them.
Yes. Well, I didn't say the must-haves part, but now they know. This is the must-haves episode. Guys, we are not leaving our drafts without, and we've got 10 guys, 5 each, that we cannot leave the draft without. But before we jump into that, don't forget, time is running out. August 31st, the raffle ends for our listener league drawing. Winner of the listener league gets this baby right here. The beautiful, full-size Kyler Murray autographed helmet goes to our winner of our listener league. And for your chance to enter this listener league, all you've got to do to get a raffle spot is subscribe to our YouTube and DM us on Instagram or Twitter saying subscribed. That's it. You'll get a spot in the raffle for the drawing for the listener league. Winner of the listener league takes this thing home. And if you want a second raffle if you want a second raffle, all you got to do is jump into our Discord. The link will be in the description. So you have 2 chances to get into our listener league and show off your fantasy football skills for this free Kyler Murray autograph full-size helmet. It's beauty. It's a beauty thing. Beautiful thing. Beautiful. So it's gonna be a fun league.
I'm really excited for it. I know we're doing the draft soon, so make sure you guys get your chances to get into that draft.
Yep. So the raffle ends on August 31st, and then we will be doing our draft shortly thereafter, as soon as all participants are in the league and we can agree upon a date. If no date can be agreed upon, then we will set one and go from there. So anyways, let's jump into our must-haves. John, hit us with your first must-have, the guy you cannot leave your draft without.
I'm going to mix it up and play that reverse card on you. I'm going to make you pick
your
guy first.
I'm going to talk first.
Yes.
All right. That's fine.
Yes.
That's cool. All right. First guy. And it's funny because last episode, the bus episode, I ended with his teammate, and now I'm here with Antonio Brown of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, baby. Wide receiver 38, ADP of 99.3. Listen to this, folks. You're drafting him at wide receiver 38, weeks 9 through 17. Obviously, the weeks he played. He was wide receiver 21. All right. Obviously, yes. Like with Godwin, you don't know how consistent he's going to finish. You know what I'm saying? However, drafting him here at the wide receiver 38, I mean, I'm willing. Right now, he's going around round 8 in most leagues. I'm willing to take him at 7 just so I can get him. I want a piece of this offense. I think Brady is going to ball and spread the ball around. Antonio Brown, I like I said, I want a piece of this offense. Antonio Brown's the guy who I can get the latest that is a wide receiver, other than, Tyler Johnson and those guys. But that's who I want, Antonio Brown. I'm walking away with you.
Gotta love it. I'm actually going to be grabbing my first must grab is going to be Terry McLaurin. Scary freaking Terry. This is Mike's favorite receiver from 2019, his rookie season. This was Mike's rookie pick of the year, telling everyone not to draft him so that he could be scooping him up. Very, 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 very smart pick. Last year, he was targeted over 130 times, catching 87 of them for 1,100 yards. The biggest problem for him was those lack of touchdowns, only getting the ball in the end zone 4 times last year. That's what's going to happen when you're getting absolutely terrible quarterback play. We're not talking Tyrod Taylor bad. We're talking bad Dwayne Haskins bad. We're talking banged up screw in the knee, Alex Smith bad, and Kyle Allen bad. You're not getting a lot of work out of them. They're running the ball in the red zone, and that's why we have Antonio Gibson finishing with all those touchdowns and those limited amount of carries. Terry McLaurin with Ryan Fitzpatrick is a match made in heaven. This guy's going to be able to get the ball into the end zone 10 plus times again this year, maybe 7. Let's give him 7. Let's not boost it up too much. Let's say he's not the number 1 guy. Still going to be getting the ball for 1,100, even 13 to 1,400 yards this year. I'm really, really excited for him. He's a very, very valuable player, especially in PPR formats where he's that team's obvious and only true number 1 wide receiver there. Curtis Samuel's not going to be taking much away from him. He's only going to be taking away those supplementary catchers that you saw the other guys take. Don't worry too much. Terry McLaurin, absolute monster.
Yeah, I agree. I love that. I mean, of course, he went to the Ohio State. So, I mean, what's not to love about somebody who goes to the Ohio State?
Yeah.
You know? So, my next guy is the GOAT, Tom Brady. Yes, he's old. Yes, he's 44, but he can still slang that thing. Threw the ball over 600. Yeah, slang that thing. Over 600 times the past 2 years. Okay. And I have 3 words to describe Tom Brady this year. You want to hear those?
Not a Patriot.
No. Weapons, weapons, weapons. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Gronk, OJ Howard, Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller, all of them. Gio Bernard. You got the 2 running backs, Rojo and Leonard Fournette. Tom Brady is surrounded by talent, and his offensive line is freaking good. There have been whispers and rumors. Is he going to break the Peyton Manning's 55 touchdowns in a single season, especially with the extra game? I don't know. I don't know if he will or not, but I can tell you this. He's going to sling the thing, and he's going to throw for over 40 touchdowns. He threw for 40 touchdowns last year. I'm giving him 46 this year. Book it. Tom Brady. 46
6 extra because of 1 game?
Not just because of 1 game. He's got Antonio Brown for the whole season. Listen, 46 coming to Tom Brady. And actually, no, we'll give him his age, 45. We'll give him – he's going to be 45 in the season. We'll give him 45 touchdowns, make it a nice round number. Yeah, so Tom Brady, baller. He finished quarterback 7 last year, and to be honest, that's his floor to me. I think he finishes anywhere between 5 and 7. Obviously, not much rushing ability, but does get in the end zone. You know, those little QB sneaks. 3 touchdowns last year.
He's very efficient at that QB sneak, one of the best in the game.
Yep. So I'm not leaving my draft without him. Perfect.
Fair enough.
Perfect round 2. Perfect.
Fair enough. Coming up for me next, I'm actually going to go with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Another one of Mike's my guys from the past that, you know, they had a good solid season. They
had a good season.
He was good last year, but he was
overhyped. Drafted him way too high.
You drafted him in the first round at one point, going at running back 5, right after Damian Williams first opted out and before Le'Veon Bell came over. But this season, we don't have a Le'Veon Bell. Greatness. He's not going nearly as high. And while sharing that backfield with Lev Bell, he was able to get 180 carries and averaging 4.5 yards per carry, which for as small of a man as he is, that is absolutely great. Well, you don't expect him to get those red zone carries or even those goal line touches. He'll get a few of them. They probably will scheme him in there, but they don't have another back to really hand that ball off to, just to feed them the ball and take a bunch of work away from Clyde Edwards this year. With his missing as much time as he did last season, his passing totals didn't look that great, but on a per game basis, he was kind of balling. He started off the year with 3 weeks as a top 12 running back before he got joined by Le'Veon Bell, and then later getting banged up in the season. So I think that Clyde Edwards is going to be on a pace in that extremely high pace, great offense to just take off again this year.
Yeah. Seriously, the only reason why people are so low on Clyde Edwards-Helaire this year is not because of his finish, because he finished okay and he had a good season, but because they drafted him so high. And I will say,
Yes.
I was on that train. It sucked, but doesn't mean he's a bad player. I think he's going to be a top 12 running back this year.
I like it.
All right. Let's get into my third guy. That is Brandon Aiyuk, wide receiver 23, ADP of 62.3. This guy is the perfect wide receiver 2 for your team. He had 96 targets last year in 12 games and really became a target hog in the last 6 games that he played, averaging 10.6 targets per game. Yes, I know George Kittle was not there. Deebo Samuel was banged up off and on. However, I talked about it when I was talking about George Kittle and the players to avoid. George Kittle's one of those. Brandon Aiyuk is one of the reasons. I expect a big year 2 jump among all these other year 2 wide receivers. You know, it's the year of the wide receiver 2 or something. But Brandon Aiyuk, I think is going to have a very big jump. He's very versatile in this offense, and I think he is going to have a solid year. And to be honest, I think he can sneak into the top 12. He is that talented. So I love Brandon Aiyuk. Lock for a wide receiver 2, and you're drafting him as a back end wide receiver 2. So he's going to pay dividends big time. And like I said, has the ability to sneak into that wide receiver 1 conversation.
There you go. No, I do think Brandon Aiyuk is someone who is going to be getting that ball targeted to him a lot. They really like him there in San Francisco, and I think he's a great pick. I'm surprised to see that he's going in the back half of the second, as I personally think that he's someone that's should be going in the front half of the second or the back half of the first, as I do think that he could finish in that top 12 wide receivers this year, especially on the volume that he gets and the amount that they like to use him. But
receivers or rounds?
At which point I said both words.
You said back half of the first and front half of the second.
The back half. Oh,
of the
receivers.
Okay, all right. I just want to be sure.
Yeah, sorry.
Because it's going ADP 62.3.
Yeah. ADP of 60. They said wide receiver 60. I was like, hold up, wait a minute.
No, I wish. No. I wish.
He would push my guy off this list. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And this hurts to even say that out loud. But my guy, my favorite receiver in the league, if you know anything about me, Darnell Mooney.
Yes, sir.
Going to the moon with Justin Fields, a quarterback this season. Even if we only have to see Andy Dalton even if we have to see Andy Dalton in there for 1 to 4 weeks before Justin Fields does get that true start, we're going to be getting better than what we got last season. Last season, he was out targeted 9 times, overthrown by 5 or more yards, while beating a defender and no one else in front of him by 3 or more yards. Meaning that if that ball could have been placed somewhere within a catchable radius, he'd have 9 more touchdowns at that stat total, and everyone would be drafting him in the wide receiver 2 right now, not at wide receiver 52. I do think that he is an absolute monster. We've seen his on-field talent. He passes the eye test. He's put Jalen Ramsey on skates. Everyone's seen the memes. He is someone that, even though there is a general consensus of, this guy's going to be good. He's kind of a sleeper. He's not a secret sleeper for anyone. I'm grabbing him. I'm spending the round up. If I see him pop up on that ADP sheet, then it's, oh crap, he shouldn't even get this high. I need to take him now.
Yep.
Do not leave your draft without him. He is someone going as wide receiver 52 that I personally think is almost a lock for wide receiver 3. High-end upside. Gotta love it. Last year had 83% of his weeks finishing with 10 or more points in a half-point PPR league. Solid
love
flex.
Love Darnell Mooney. I think he is a perfect must-have. He is also one of mine.
Perfect player.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say that.
Perfect player.
But I do think I mean he is one of mine as well. I mean I love having Darnell Mooney on any team I can. Every redraft so far I've done, I have Darnell Mooney. And that's because I load up. I talk about it on this show all the time. I load up on my running backs, and Darnell Mooney is one of the reasons why I do that, because I can grab a potential wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 as a wide receiver 51. So that's why I do that.
You can't do any better.
No, you can't. So my next guy, we were not hot on this guy last year, and actually we were pretty right on this guy last year. The games he played well. However, playing was difficult for him. That is Chris Carson, running back 17, ADP of 31.3. He is, I said Brandon Aiyuk is the perfect wide receiver 2 for your fantasy team. Chris Carson is the perfect running back 2 for your fantasy team. You can potentially get him in the 3rd round as your 3rd pick. If I'm in the top 4 picks and I can get a stud running back, grab Darren Waller as my tight end, and then grab Chris Carson as my running back 2, in the beginning of the 3rd round, I am in heaven. That is my perfect draft strategy. That is happening this year. That's taking people to championships, baby. Through the first 5 weeks last year, before his bye week and before he got hurt, he was the running back 5. Okay. And then even when he came back from injury in weeks 12 through 17, he was very consistent and very efficient in the run game. He was running back 13 in those weeks. Why are we not taking him there? I understand the injury history and things like that, but he's in a high-powered offense with a very competent quarterback. He runs the ball very efficiently, and he can catch the ball very well. Chris Carson, baby. Come to Papa.
Yeah, Chris Carson. Woo!
Yeah, woo.
I'll actually roster him now. I'm still not keen on taking him. I think he has his value. It was that Darren Waller that got the ew from me, though. I'm going to be honest.
Nah, baby, that's a winner. That is a winner.
Let me tell you someone who's the real winner. Don't grab Darren Waller, guys. Wait 3 rounds. Grab yourself a TJ Hockenson.
Uh-oh.
Automatically league winner. Don't need anyone else in your team. You'll win your whole league with just him.
Is this your next must-have?
This is my next must-have.
All right. I'm surprised not Kyle Pitts.
It's not. Kyle Pitts is going. He's been shooting up boards. He's
I know.
Not going cheap. If he falls, I'll throw him on my list. We'll say Kyle Pitts in the 5th round. We'll start looking at him. But TJ Hockenson, a little bit cheaper, a little more comfortable. Not as much risky. What could be.
Right.
Not even as risky. Not so much what could be. It's more of a we already know what we're going to get, and it's freaking awesome. We're going to get a tight end that was targeted over 100 times last season, 67 catches, 7 touchdowns, all with Matt Stafford. Obviously, beautiful, love it, great. Jared Goff, we talked about this earlier. Not an absolutely terrible quarterback. Had very good stats when in his time with LA, obviously working with a much better offense and defense, having 2 much better receivers. But there's no reason that we can't expect him to keep TJ Hockenson, one of the best receiving talents, if not the best receiving talents on that team right now, and give him the ball a little bit more. And then because he's one of the only receivers there, his red zone opportunities are through the roof. There's no reason to expect that he shouldn't lead or be in the top 3 tight ends in touchdowns next season, just based off the fact that he's such a huge body. The guy's a monster in the end zone. And Jared Goff's going to be able to capitalize on that. He was ranking 3rd in receiving yards last year out of all tight ends, and then finished in 5th out of total targets. Yeah. Those yards per target, absolutely amazing. Those yards, beautiful. Let's get the guy a little bit more work.
Yeah. So listen, I don't see any reason why TJ Hockenson doesn't see 120, 130 targets this year. The receiving core, like you said, the receivers around him are meh. You got a rookie, you got Tyrell Williams who can't stay healthy, and some others who are just meh. Brashad Perriman can't stay healthy. So not high on him. But I agree. I do. I like TJ Hockenson. I think he can. I said it when I was talking about George Kittle. I think that TJ Hockenson could overtake George Kittle as the tight end 3 this year. So moving on, and I know it's different for you. It's Darren Waller, but
so far.
So moving on to my last guy, Tyler Higbee, tight end 11, ADP of 105.3. It's funny that we have these guys because they just had the same, they just flip-flop quarterbacks this year. It's crazy. Tyler Higbee, he's done it before, finishes a top 12 tight end. No more Gerald Everett. Cam Akers, obviously not there. And he has upgraded it at quarterback. I think with the Cam Akers injury, the Darren Waller thumb thing, and Sony Michel's, creaky knees, I think it's going to be a very pass-heavy offense with that quarterback and with this tight end Tyler Higbee is going to benefit the most. I could see him taking off, hitting that tight end 7 spot for sure. Easily one of the guys that he gives you the ability to stack up on your team before taking a tight end if you don't take a tight end early, and still gives you that upside. Not a crazy Waller, Kittle, Kelsey upside, but still gives you, I would say, close to a Hockenson or close to a Mark Andrews, kind of upside, like their finishes and stuff like that. He's got the ability to catch touchdowns, and he's in a position to catch or get a lot of targets as well.
All right. Tell me a little bit about his quarterback. I want to hear more about the quarterback. Yeah.
No, you tell me, because I'm pretty sure he's next.
Just trying to make you do all the heavy lifting for me. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to give you that. I do think Tyler Higbee is Tyler Higbee is someone that you're going to be wanting to make sure you pick up in most of your redraft leagues and make those grabs for him in fantasy, because I do think that him and Dynasty, because I do think that him and Stafford are going to be absolute monsters together, because I have Stafford as my must-grab quarterback, being one of the late-round quarterbacks this year. Big value difference between a Patrick Mahomes and a Matt Stafford right now. Stafford picking up at the end of the draft. Patrick Mahomes, you're picking up in the 2nd or 3rd round. And realistically, I think they could be the same. Maybe not, but pretty close. He is an extremely big-armed, high-volume passer that's been doing very well for the Detroit Lions for the past years as far as fantasy goes. The team hasn't been doing too great in general. He's someone that you can expect almost 4,000 a year, 4,000 yards, 25-plus touchdowns every season from the guy. And then in 2019, he obviously had that amazing pace where he was getting a 5,000-yard pace for 40 touchdowns, which would have been a quarterback one that year and a quarterback one this year as well. Now, obviously, going into a team with the Rams, you're getting that upgrade at the offensive line, getting an upgrade at both your receivers, and I can't say an upgrade at tight end, but you still got a pretty good tight end there.
Yeah, it's true.
Alongside with that upgraded defense that's very, very solid, they're just going to be keeping him on the field and pushing the ball down the field. And he's someone that you see the Lions play. When they're up 1 touchdown, Stafford's ready to throw the ball. It's not just the coaching there. Stafford's ready to throw the ball. He likes making big plays. He likes putting himself in this situation where he has to be the guy, because he's the guy that can actually do it. And in that team, it's going to be great. If you can pair him with a Robert Woods or a Cooper Kupp earlier in the draft and then grab him later, you're looking at an amazing stack, because I think both of those receivers and him have high finishes this year.
Yeah. That's why I have Tom Brady, Antonio Brown. I love that stack. But I agree, Matt Stafford, one of my targeting quarterbacks I'm targeting if I'm not grabbing Brady. So let's run down our must-haves real quick. Antonio Brown for me, Tom Brady, Brandon Aiyuk, Chris Carson, and Tyler Higbee. John, who are your must-haves?
Well, first off, my most important must-have, Darnell Mooney. Do not leave the draft without him. Terry McLaurin. Then I got you guys some Clyde Edwards-Helaire, TJ Hockenson, and Matty Stafford himself.
There we go. Guys, don't forget, if you want to win this beautiful helmet, a chance at our listener league, all you got to do is subscribe and DM us on Instagram or Twitter that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you want a second raffle entry, just join our Discord. It's getting active. It's fun. We talk gambling. We talk, start sits. Well, when that comes around, trades.
Sports,
we talk everything.
League finders, rate my rosters. Let us know how your drafts are doing.
Yep.
You got everything.
So,
it's a great place.
Yeah, it is. It's a fun spot. So make sure you join that as well. But yeah, so we will be back, guys, soon. We love you. Thank you so much for the support. Mwah.